Hello, and welcome along to today's solve of a Telegraph Cryptic Crossword. Today we're going to have a crack at Cryptic Crossword number 31020, which was published on Monday the 1st of September 2025. Okay, let's see how we get on. Starting from the top, one across. Mobile stolen nearby. Might this get people talking? Okay, so mobile is an anagram indicator, so that would suggest that perhaps this is an anagram. And stolen nearby certainly has the 12 letters that we need. So something that might get people talking as an anagram of stolen nearby. No, not seeing that one at the moment. Let's move on. 8 across. North American saying to turn around long seat. Okay, so N is a recognized abbreviation of North, and abbreviations for America or American can be A or AM, and sometimes US. Long seat could be a bench. Tricky one, this one. If you're fairly new to cryptic crosswords, as a first tip I would give you is that most clues, not all of them, but most clues are broken up into essentially two parts. A straight part, which is the definition of the word that you're looking for, and then the cryptic part. And normally the straight part is either at the beginning or the end of the clue. So the first thing I always do when I'm reading a cryptic crossword clue is to try and work out if I can see which is the definition part, the straight part, and which is the cryptic part. And this is a good example of where I can't. It could be some sort of North American, so it could be a name of a North American Indian tribe, Canadian tribe, American tribe, or it could mean a long seat, some sort of bench or pew. But I'm not seeing that either way. So let's move on. 9 across. Sanctioned audibly in speech. Okay, so audibly is a homophone indicator, a sounds like indicator. So I think what we're looking for maybe is a word that means sanctioned, that sounds like speech or in speech, or it could be a word that means sanctioned. A word that means in speech that sounds like sanctioned. Again, it's not immediately obvious from this one, which is the straight part and which is the cryptic part. So let's go on, see what we can find now. Article about Lineker ultimately backing female football pundit. Well, article is sometimes a or an or the various articles in the English language. Lineker ultimately could be the letter R, the last letter, the ultimate letter of Lineker. Backing female. What about Shearer? Proper names are occasionally used. Famous names, famous people are occasionally used. Alan Shearer is a football pundit. So how do we get that? So female is she. Article about Lineker ultimately. Okay, so about in this case is re, regarding. Article is A, and then Lineker ultimately is R. So I think we've got re for about, backing in reverse, going backwards. R for Lineker. A for article, and she for female gives football pundit Shearer, Alan Shearer. That's a bit tricky. Anyway, let's go on, see how we get to now. Offensive order in the course of row or row. Okay. No, not seeing that one. 13. Last bit of fish, Paul oddly rejected. Okay. Last bit of fish, Paul oddly rejected. Nope. Not seeing that one either. Okay, 14 across. Items in the distance, old British coins. Okay, so we could have O as a abbreviation for old, B for British. So it could be something in the distance beginning OB and something for coins, maybe. Or it could mean an old British coin like ducats and threepence and farthing. Yeah, okay, so this is farthings. It's a kind of double definition, almost double definition. Some things in the distance are far things. So far things and farthings. Okay, that's 2 done, that's good. 16 across. Note woman's rent. It's surprisingly put down again. Okay, so there's some possibilities here. It looks like it probably means put down again, maybe. Note could be any of the letters that are used in musical notation, A, B, C, and so on. It could also be a reference to do, re, mi, fa, so, or la, or ti. Woman, as we saw in 11 across, female woman can be she or her, but also straight up W for women's. Surprisingly, is an anagram indicator. So an anagram of rent, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and W and a musical note. You can get written W and without the S, so the anagram of rent, we can get written, rewritten. Yeah, I think this is rewritten. So in this case, the note is re, R-E, do, re, mi, fa, so, la, ti, do. W for women's, and then rent, it, surprisingly, or anagramized, rearranged to give put down again, rewritten. Okay, 19 across. Relative eating first serving of Indian corn, perhaps. So again, what does this? Where's the straight part here? I'll be looking at a relative, so like a niece, for example. Or are we looking for a 4-letter word for a relative eating or taking in the first serving of Indian would be I, and it means corn. Yeah, that's what we are looking for, and the answer is grain. So relative is gran. Taking in or eating the first letter of Indian, which is I, gives grain, and corn is a type of grain. Okay, 21 across. Producer of hairspray under pressure. So this could be a name of a producer, maybe. Pressure can be abbreviated to P. So is this a word beginning with P and a word for some sort of hairspray or lacquer, plaque? No, not seeing that one. 23 across. Went past England's opener, ran out. No, not seeing that one either. 24 across. Daughter accompanying comedian Joan in clubs. Yeah. Okay, so we've got another famous person reference here. So the comedian Joan is Joan Rivers, the famous American comedian. D for daughter. D is a recognized abbreviation of daughter. And clubs in this case means golf clubs, and drivers are golf clubs. Okay, 25 across. Tolerate high-flying summer visitor. High-flying could be an ace, pilot kind of thing, or a bird, maybe some sort of bird. No, not seen that one. Let's go on. 26. Bent copper failed to get top spot. Okay, C-O-P-P-E-R-F-A-I-L. So copper failed is 12 letters. Bent could be an anagram indicator. And so the straight part here looks like to get top spot, or maybe just top spot from an anagram of copper failed. There's some interesting letters in there, the F, two P's and the C together. The two-letter word in the middle looks like it's either of or if. There aren't too many two-letter words there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I think that's an F, and that's either of or if. I'm heading towards of something. Let's get to top spot. Okay, let's have a look at the down clue, see if we can do any better. Marsh bird seen in freezing cold November. Yeah, okay, so this is bittern. Something that's freezing cold is bitter. N is a recognised abbreviation for November, as are all the calendar months. So in this case, the straight part here, looking for the definition, is a marsh bird, and a marsh bird is a bittern. Okay, 2 down. Navy officer and rising US city lawyer touring border. So US cities in cryptic crosswords are usually either LA, Los Angeles, or NY for New York. Likewise, lawyer is often DA. Yeah, okay, so this is admiral. So here we're looking for the straight part is the Navy officer. So the rising US city, LA, lawyer, DA. So we have LA and DA, touring or going round, a word for border, which is rim. So those together, everything really from bottom up, American city, border, lawyer, all going upwards gives admiral, which is a naval officer. Okay. Amateur in good shape for charity. Well, with those letters, I think that is non-profit. So, okay, so an amateur is a non-pro, somebody who's not professional. Somebody in good shape is fit. So non-pro and fit give a charity which is a non-profit. Okay, that's good. 3 in a row. That's what we like. 4 down. Long spun out story entertains European. Yeah. So this is yearn. This is to long, not something that is long, but to long for something, to yearn for something. A spun out story is a yarn, and E is an abbreviation for European. So we have yarn entertaining E for European gives yearn, which is to long for something. 5 down. All this is absurd, pretty implausible. It looks like it means implausible. Absurd is an anagram indicator. All this has 7 letters, and we've got the H at the end, which suggests that this is involved. and if the word this is in it, then it must be an anagram of all this to get something that's implausible or pretty implausible. Yeah, okay, so this is tallish. So a tall order would be something that's implausible or impossible. Tall story, an implausible story. So tallish, meaning pretty implausible, as an anagram of all this. Okay, so we're cracking on. 6 down. Amphibian that hurt tip of nose in Telford, for example. Okay, well, amphibians, obviously frogs, toads, and newts. I might have gone for newt at the end here, but we've got the N of farthings, so that's pretty correct, I think. So is it some other sort of amphibian other than a frog, a toad, or a newt? Don't know, we'll come back to that one. 7 down, got a couple of letters here. Rugby player, insecure, then overconfident. Okay, so I think this is a rugby player. Looks like the straight part. And we're looking for a word meaning insecure and a word meaning overconfident. And overconfident is forward. So something forward, something insecure. No, not seeing that one. Prop forward is the only position I know in rugby. So, okay, let's go on. We've got a couple of letters here, so that's good. Carpeting, which may be done on casual Friday. Okay, so it looks like it's a word meaning carpeting. We've got S. I guess this ends S-I-N-G something. Carpeting. Nope, not seeing that one. 15 down. Athletes in Three Peaks race who come second and third. Well, athletes that come second and third are runners up. I guess the Three Peaks race involves running up mountains. So athletes in Three Peaks races are people who run up mountains, and those that come second and third are runners up. Okay. Wicked, dreadful error besetting one. A wicket, sorry, not wicked, wicket. Dreadful error besetting one anxious type. Yeah, so a wicket is a cricket reference, is abbreviated to W, and then dreadful error is an anagram indicator. Dreadful for the word of dreadful is that's right. Dreadful is the anagram indicator of the word error, and if you include or beset I for one, you get warrior, and a warrior is an anxious type, somebody who is anxious. Okay, this looks like another potential anagram. Alternatively, I set an amended crossword at last. So I set an is 6 letters. Crossword at last, the last letter of crossword is D. So I think it's an anagram of D and I set an. And that would certainly fit with the letters we've got. Yep, and I think that is instead. Okay, that's good. 19 down. Going north abroad, an Argentinian takes in part of Spain. Going north abroad, Argentinian. Nope, don't see that. 20. What you do here to support sailor is clear. What you do here to support sailor is clear. So a sailor has a number of abbreviations, including Jack and TAR, and also AB for able-bodied. Okay, so it looks like we're looking for a word for what you do here underneath or supporting AB for sailor to mean clear or is clear. Okay, yeah. What we hope to do here is solve. That's what we're hoping to do in the crossword. So yeah, what we're hoping to do here, solve, supporting AB for sailor, and to make clear is to absolve, or to clear somebody from something is to absolve them. Okay, is this a, yeah, I think it is. Yeah, animal caught by loop, occasionally this. Yeah, and this is lasso. So the animal is an ass, and then loop occasionally are the occasional or alternate letters of loop. So that's L and O. And an animal might be caught by a lasso. Okay, so we've been through all the cross clues, all the down clues first time round. That's not a bad start. We've probably got about half the grid there, so that's good. Before we crack on then, just a quick reminder, if you're enjoying the video, please give it a like, and if you want to consider subscribing to catch future content from me, that would be much appreciated. And with that said, let's go back and have a look again at one across. This definitely looks like our anagram of stolen nearby. People talking. Yeah, okay, so this is Blarney Stone. So Blarney Stone, or Blarney, is a slang term for talking and chatting. So that's the Blarney Stone. Okay. North American saying to turn around long seat. Yeah, I think this is Ottoman. So the Ottoman is the long seat. So that was the straight part of the clue. I know we're struggling to work out which was the straight part and which was the cryptic part. It looks like here that the long seat is the straight part. North American, so NA in this case. A saying is a motto, and all of that reversed. So turn around gives Ottoman, which is a long seat. Okay. Let's go back to 9 across. Sanctioned audibly in speech. Yeah, okay, so as we thought it was a homophone, and it is. So sanctioned is allowed, so that's in this case the straight part of the clue. And something, when you say something out loud, you say it aloud, A-L-O-U-D, in speech, and so that sounds like allowed with 2 L's and a W. So allowed and allowed. Okay. 12 across. Offensive order in the course of row or row. No. This looks like final is the last. We had final on a crossword recently. Yeah, okay, so a bit of fish is a fin, and if you reject the odd letters of Paul, so you just keep the even letters A and L, that gives you final. Good. Okay, so 21 across. Yeah, this is aerosol, so it's a bit of just a straight up cryptic. Producer of hairspray under pressure is an aerosol. Okay. Went past England's opener, run out. Looks like it ends ED. I'm still not totally sure whether went past is the straight part or ran out is the straight part, but either way it's in the past tense, went or run, so I think it ends ED. I'll have another look in a second. Tolerate high flying summer visitor. Yeah, so this is swallow. As we suspected, a high flying visitor as a bird is a swallow, and if you tolerate something, you accept it, you swallow it. Okay, back to our other long anagram. Copper failed to get top spot. Pride. Whoops. Pride of place. That's good. So pride of place is the anagram from Copperfield, and if you're in top spot, you are in pride of place. Okay, where should we go now? Let's go to 6 down. Amphibian that hurt tip of nose in Telford, for example. Okay, so the amphibian is a newt, but it's the newt at the beginning. Newt, something that hurt, ow. Tip of nose is N, and Telford, for example. So Telford is a new town in Britain. So that's the answer, new town. Rugby player insecure, then overconfident. What if this is loose forward? There are loose head props and tight head props. I suppose they are prop forwards, yeah. My rugby knowledge is very poor. Yeah, I think that's loose forward. So that's kind of loose head prop in rugby union. Okay. And this looks like dressing down, I think. Yes, okay. So this is a slightly unusual and less well-known meaning of the word carpeting. So carpeting doesn't just mean floor coverings, rugs and mats and things. Carpeting can also mean a telling off. If you get a carpeting, you get a telling off or a dressing down. So I'm pretty sure that's the answer. So what's this 12 across then? Offensive order in the course of, I think that's noisome, I think. But I'm not, yeah, I'm not totally, something offensive is noisome. I'm not fully convinced on the definition. Order in the course of, I don't know. We might just have to, we can't get any other letters. We've got all the letters we're like to get for this one, so we might just have to take a punt and see if it's right. Okay, 19 down. Going north abroad, an Argentinian takes in part of Spain. Okay, so this is actually a hidden clue. Going north implies reversing the direction because this clue is read downwards. So if you go the other way within the rest of the clue, if you get from the G of Argentinian, Granada, you get Granada, which is part of Spain. Okay, and last one, went past England's opener, run out. I think this is elapsed. So went past is elapsed. England's opener is E, and something that's run out is something that has lapsed. And there we are. Those were the correct answers, even noisome, although I'm still not entirely convinced I understand how that's made up. If you've sorted that one out and you've got an idea of how that's created, then drop it in the comments below. Be good to know. But there we go. That's another one done. Just about half an hour, so that's not too bad. A couple of unusual clues there with Shearer and Joan Rivers. Don't see too many famous people's names in there, but some good clues. A couple of good long anagrams which you can get your teeth into. Yeah, enjoyed that very much. So that's it for today. Thanks a lot for listening and following along. As I say, if you enjoyed the video, then make sure you give it a like, and if you want to subscribe so you can catch me doing more Telegraph Cryptic Crosswords in the future, then please do. Other than that, enjoy the rest of your day, whatever you're doing, and I hope to see you again soon with another video solving cryptic crosswords. Thanks for joining. See you soon. Cheers. Bye.